This week, top 10 things that happen to you when you're in a wheelchair. What's up, world? Jonathan Seiver back with you one more time. This week we're going to talk about top 10 things that happen to you when you are in a wheelchair. So I was not in a wheelchair the first 30 years of my life. I know what it's like to walk and run and jump and all those fun things. I've been in a wheelchair for 7 years now, so I also know what it's like to be in a wheelchair. And I want to tell you, as someone who used to walk and doesn't walk anymore, you see things differently. And so these are notes that I've made. I've been keeping a running list in my head of, I never realized that before. I never saw this before. So here they are, top 10 things that happen to you when you're in a wheelchair. Number 1, people look at your feet to see if you have feet. It actually happens all the time. It's really funny. People see you and then they look down and they look at your feet. So what I like to do is I like to go through stores and I like to sit like that because people look and they say, oh, he doesn't have feet. And then they look again, oh wait, he does have feet. Oh wait, why is he sitting like that? And I confuse people by sitting cross-legged in my wheelchair going through stores. Number 2, people apologize for walking by you. And I'm still not really sure what they're apologizing for or what they're saying sorry, but people are walking by, especially if it's in a hallway or in some kind of corridor, they say sorry just for walking by. Again, I don't know why they're apologizing. Maybe they're saying, I'm sorry you're in that condition. Maybe I'm sorry I'm getting close to you. But it's actually really amusing how many people just for walking by say, oh, sorry, oh, sorry. Number 3, people want to ask what happened, but they're afraid to do it. And so normally what happens is if there's someone from another country in the room, they're usually the ones that will go out and say, and they'll say, can I ask, is it okay? What happened? And they want to know, was it a car accident? Was it a sickness? Were you born this way? And so it's funny for me because usually people from America do not ask me. But if someone else asks, you hear others kind of leaning in because they wanted to ask, but they're afraid of hurting your feelings, so they don't do it. So I always love when I see there's someone from another country and they get the courage and they just go out and say it and they ask me, what happened? Number 4, kids stare at you and they say funny things. It's so funny to me when I'm going in a store and you see kids, they like pop out from behind their mom and then they stare at me and then I look back at them and then they go back to hiding behind their mom. Or sometimes they'll say things like, Daddy, what happened to that man? Or they'll say, Daddy, what's wrong with that guy? So it's always entertaining to me to see the reaction of kids. They're scared. Sometimes I like to make faces at them and then they get all shy, but it's gonna happen. I hope you're not in a wheelchair, but if you are, kids are gonna stare at you and they're gonna say some pretty funny things sometimes. Number 5, kids want to try out your ride. Kids will say things like, Dad, can I try out Jonathan's stroller? My wheelchair gets called a stroller, but kids really like to either go for a ride in my wheelchair or they like to push me around. So I have a number of 2- and 3-year-olds that enjoy pushing me around. It's like this challenge for them that they can push you and they're not really looking where they're going. Sometimes I crash into things, which is a little painful. But if you're in a wheelchair, kids are gonna want to try out your ride and they're probably gonna wanna give you a ride also. Number 6, people don't want you to move. They'll be coming from a distance away and they see you're about to move out of the way. They say, no, don't move. And it's funny, some people are very passionate about me not moving at all. No, stay still. No, it's okay. No, you don't have to move. I'll squeeze in. It actually happens to me all the time. I was just at a wedding a few days ago and I had like 7 people do that because there was not too much space. So throughout the reception, I had people saying, don't move, you're okay, don't move. So if you're in a wheelchair and you're sitting and someone's walking by you, they really don't want you to move. Number 8, people ask if you are a veteran. I was at Menards the other day and there was all these 10, 11-year-old kids and they're trying to start some kind of club and they wanted all these paint supplies. And afterwards, one of the kids, probably about 10 years old, came up to me. He looked really nervous, really shy, and he said, excuse me, were you a veteran? And I said, oh, no, I wasn't. And I felt bad for the kid because he got so embarrassed. He's like, oh, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. And I said, no, it's okay, keep asking that. That's a good thing to do. Especially for me when I wear this shirt, as you can see. It's got some kind of Navy patch on it, and so I got old Navy guys going, oh, Squadron 36, or I don't know what it is. I'm sorry to all you Navy people, no love lost, but people think I'm in the Navy, people think I was a veteran, and that's why I'm in the wheelchair. That's not the case, but I do get asked a lot, are you a veteran? Number 9, people think you can speak for all other disabled people, and that is actually not the case. So people will say, do disabled people want me to ask if they need help? Do they just want me to help? Do people in wheelchairs want this? And I know what I want, but I would not be so prideful as to say I can speak for all disabled people in the world. I just don't have the power within me to do that. People want me to because they're trying to find out what to do, but I have my circumstances, I have my experiences, my preferences. Anyone you ask is going to give you a different answer because we're all different people. And so no one in a wheelchair can speak for all other people in the world who are in a wheelchair. Number 10, last but not least, people are helpful to you. People are helpful to you. I am extremely grateful. People have helped me in so many ways, community groups, churches, family members, friends, and I'm really grateful that I live in a society that people don't look down upon you and try to avoid you and try to stay away from you just because you're in a wheelchair. I'm really grateful that we have all these laws in place and that I live in a society where people see you're in need. Usually, people will stop and try to help, and I really appreciate it. If this video radically transformed your life, please share it with others. I'm just playing. If you like this, if you want to give your friends a laugh, share this with others. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if I missed one, if you're thinking of something that happens, or you know someone in a wheelchair, or you're in a wheelchair and it happens to you, leave in the comments section, what did I miss out? What did I leave out from the top 10 of what happens to you in a wheelchair? This episode was a little more fun for me to do this one with you, a little more lighthearted. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next week.